Dawn Williams, I hear you ask? Man in school, 85 grad, 87 head girl. Thank me later. And as always, like, subscribe, make a comment, say something now. Hi, this is Roger Smith of the True Blue Lounge, and today I have Dawn Williams. Dawn, how are you doing?
I'm great, Roger.
Great,
Thank you for
great, great.
having me.
Nice, nice. All right. I keep on repeating every time I talk. My wife tells me I keep on saying things like nice, nice, and I say it 3 times, so I'm going to be careful. So, Dawn, what part of Westmoreland are you from?
From Big Bridge.
Big Bridge, Big Bridge.
Don't
Gotta
tell me.
me, no bother me.
All right. So
All
you
right.
do know Big Bridge.
Yeah, yeah. Where did that fish get that name from?
I have no idea. There's a story that they said the fish went knocking on the door, to God and on heaven's door or something. And God said, "Who is that?" And he said, "God on me." So that's what I heard. Did you hear anything differently?
Same story I heard.
Okay.
The things we are taught at school.
Interesting.
What primary school did you go to?
South Primary.
Okay, okay. So
I know
you're one
you're
of
a
the
Unity guy.
yeah, you're one of the outliers. So cool, cool. So what was it like going South Primary? Was a school when you were going? Was it relatively built up? How many bathrooms did it have?
The bathrooms at all these schools has always been a very sore topic, Roger. I don't know what your experience was, but that
Unity was terrible. I think with all the kids, it was one boys' stall and one girls' stall. It was
same thing at South Primary.
wow,
One
wow,
bathroom for everybody,
wow.
but somehow we survived.
I hope things are improving. All
Yes.
right. So tell me, Dawn, what was it like being a head girl at Manning's and how did you become a head girl? And on top of that, tell me how this helped shape you being in the debating society and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. So I started debating from Manning's from maybe fourth form into fifth form with the DNG debating competition, the national debating competition. And we went to semifinals one year and we went to finals another year. And I became captain of the debating team. And um, our chaperone was Mrs. Newman. Mr. Nita was also very well connected to the debating team, especially when we started going to finals. And when I went to sixth form, I was nominated. I was in the runnings with some other very competent students for the position of head girl, and I emerged as the head girl for 1987, for which I'm very grateful.
So is it a voting thing? Because
Was a
when I was okay, because when I was
Yeah,
at school, I remember it was a popularity thing as well as the deportment of the person. The girls were always prefect like, top
right.
prefect like,
Yes.
um, and I think sometimes even when like a teacher wasn't available, like the head girl or the head boy would step into the class, especially for the lower classes. You remember doing stuff like that?
Correct. And we had prefects also who would, supervise, who were assigned to different classes. And the head girl and the head boy, we were responsible for the prefect body.
All
So
right.
we would assign prefects to classes and put people on rotation for different duties, after school duties, in the morning at the gate for the latecomers and things of that nature. So a lot of responsibilities. Um, but we were selected and voted on by the teachers.
Okay.
And so it's a combination of different elements. I think they looked at academics, they looked at overall, performance, reputation, ability to speak, and that sort of thing. So I think there were different categories that they graded us on.
Okay. So, what has going to Manning's, being this head girl, what has it done for you in your career? What have you done since graduation? Talk to me. Graduation, you just graduate. What did Dawn Williams do and walk us to where you are? And especially, I want to know what Manning's itself done for you.
So it has given me the academic foundation. So I graduated in '85 from fifth form and then went on to sixth form. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that I got the academic foundation at Manning's. In the latter years at Manning's, becoming the head girl and being president of the debating society and some other extracurricular activities as well, it gave me the ability to step into a leadership role. And I was able to build on that after graduation. I migrated to the US. I came to Florida and I pursued my degree. I did my associate degree at Miami-Dade and then went on to Florida International University and got my bachelor's in business and marketing there. And I think the roles that I played at Manning's, being head girl and so forth, allowed me to step into a lot of leadership and management positions as well, um, even before opening the brokerage, Roger.
Tell us about the brokerage. What's that about? The realtor stuff that you do.
Right. So I have been in, after I bought my townhouse, Roger, in my early 20s, and I
Hmm.
saw what the realtor did, I'm like, this is interesting. I was working in the steamship industry at that time. I was a account manager, and I said, I'm going to get my license because, I think I could do a better job than the realtor who just helped me. And so I pursued that and got licensed. So I've been licensed for over 30 years. And then when I started doing that, I took a liking to it. And of course, you like the money that you make as well, right, Roger?
Yep.
And 22 years ago, I opened up my own brokerage, Prague Realtors. And I don't have to share with you that it has been a roller coaster, right?
Right.
I
Right.
don't have to tell you about 2007, 2008, when the
S-
market busted and we had just a really bad run there. And so, again, some of the fundamentals from both my parents and my formative years in high school allowed me to reinvent myself, reinvent the business, the way we conducted business, went after different target markets. So started getting contracts from the banks on their REOs and the short sales and the
Sorry.
first
What's an REO?
bank owned asset.
Okay. You mean
Real
where they
estate.
take away from people? The house where they take away
Exactly.
from? Oh my.
Exactly.
Oh,
Foreclosures.
okay. Okay.
So we got heavily involved in that and redefine what we do.
How did you get that link?
It's persistence, it's the investment of a lot of money. I would fly from Miami to all over the country. Chicago, New York, wherever, Arizona, wherever these conferences are, pursuing these opportunities until I
Right.
penetrated the market.
I didn't know you were so tenacious. So
Well,
I'm
comes
gonna
with the territory.
I'm gonna pivot. When you're looking for a significant other,
Oh
are you
my
looking
goodness.
for equality or a protector and provider?
Why can't it be a combination?
No, I'm a man. We don't do that. We don't. No.
A
Sorry.
protect.
Yeah, protector and provider.
Uh-huh.
Or, an equal.
Um, I can answer that in so many different ways.
Oh, okay. I'm going to help you out because the ragamuffin in Roger's going to help you.
Okay.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Somebody a kick down a back door. What are you going to do? Are
Tell
you
him
going
to
to.
go.
Oh, so you're looking for a protector and a
I'm gonna
provider then.
I'm gonna seek shelter. So it's a protector then, right?
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But you couldn't just give the person that little credit, could you? You had to have that equality thing, didn't you? All right, I'll give you another one. You go to a restaurant and it's really, really cold, so uncomfortably cold for you. and your partner has a jacket on. Yeah? Would you rather freeze or would you want him to take the jacket off and him have the discomfort of being cold?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that he has a long sleeve shirt underneath that jacket.
I see. Okay.
I
Nice.
would be sensitive to that too, but I'm
Mhm.
hoping there would be some part of him that would want to make me comfortable, right?
Most definitely, most definitely. So, tell me about the Manning's magazine that you had something to do with. What year was that?
Goodness, what was that? 80, 87, 88? Yeah,
Okay.
87, 80, 87, I think.
How did that come about?
So, we wanted to have a yearbook. Mr. Nita was somewhat opposed to that because we didn't have the funding. I think all of their emphasis, all the attention was being put into I believe, 250-year anniversary for the school. So he said, Dawn, no, you won't have a yearbook. We don't have the ability to do that. We don't have the funding. And, I started to frown a little bit and to pout. And I said, well, Mr. Nita, what if we can get the funding for it? Can we have the magazine? And he said, well, if you can get the funding, but that cost a lot of money and, a lot of time and effort. And he says, if you can get a teacher to work in the committee with you and you can get the funding, then you can have it. And I'm thinking maybe Mr. Nita thought this was not going to happen. And so Mr. Malai worked on it with us and Miss Carter. And I put together my committee. Cheryl was my co editor. And Roger, we walked from the top of Great George's Street to Seaside,
Wow.
soliciting businesses and asking them to take out ads into our magazine. And we got it done. And
Brilliant.
when we were done with Savlamar, we went to Negril and we went up beach and we started targeting some of the hotels there. And we got some sponsorship there as well.
So, did you have to have a pitch? Did you have your own pitch?
We,
Was
we created our pitch, we created our packages, half a page, quarter page, or full page. We priced it out. We got our checks, arranged with a printer, did the printing, did our layout, did the pictures, had a really nice magazine, got it printed, got them sold, got all the sponsorship, and after we paid for the magazine, I was able to hand over a check to Mr. Nita in the auditorium one morning from the overage that we raised.
nice.
So I think that was a really nice feeling.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, it shows that if you were ever, going forward to be an entrepreneur, just getting funding, how it actually happens,
Yes,
seeing that from a young age is
correct.
amazing as well.
Yes, yes. So
Tell me about this Breakfast for Brilliance initiative.
So, as you know, I'm connected to the South Florida chapter. I'm the current president. My last year, that's up in November. So, we're looking for good folks to join us and maybe get on the board.
What if they vote you in again?
No, my time is up. I have some other things that I'm going to move on to. We'll always be connected to Mannings and we'll always assist where I can. Um, but the Breakfast for Brilliance, Roger, came about after I've had numerous conversations with our principal, Mr. Gordon, on some conference calls. And Mr. Gordon would remind us that there is a population of students that are not being fed, that are coming to school without breakfast, and many of them will go for the entire day even without lunch. Some of them are on PATH. You're familiar with the PATH program, where the Ministry of Education subsidizes their lunch. Even those who are participating in that program are only getting lunch for 3 days out of 5 days, and the other 2 days they're on their own. And so I was really depressed about the knowledge that approximately 400 students are going for the entire day at Manning's without having anything to eat. And so we had a meeting with the board, and all of our board members expressed the same sentiment. And so we decided that we're going to do something about it. And we were going to try to get some funding and put some monies together and appeal to the alumni population at large. And so last November at our gala, we launched the Breakfast for Brilliance program. And we seeded that program with $10,000 of our chapter funds. And I'm happy to report that folks have been donating to the program. So in towards the end of the last school year, we launched a pilot program because I wanted the program to be as transparent as it can be, where we're able to report to our donors how the money is being spent, which students are being reached, how many students we're assisting, and so forth. And so I had a pilot program for about 6 weeks, and we had a complete run through, working this in conjunction with Mr. Gordon and with guidance. And the issuing of the vouchers, the redemption of the vouchers, compiling the list at the end of the period and submitting it to us. So now we have a pretty good working hands-on process. It's a manual process, but you know, I feel comfortable with the information that I'm getting from the school. And so we're launching that this year for
Hmm.
this new school year. We're waiting to put the list together again. Unfortunately, we probably won't be able to help more than 100 students for the entire year. So it cost 475 US dollars to feed one student for the entire year. And so what we had a recent family fun day, and we've had a few people who step forward and raise their hands and say, "I'll do a student." So
That's
we've
great.
started collecting some money. So the South Florida chapter can't do it alone. So we're appealing to everybody. You know, friends of Manning's, you don't have to be a past student. If you have a heart to help, we would like you to be a part of this venture.
That's great. That's great. Wow. So, what are you guys doing in South Florida to encourage younger um, members that went to Manning's to join the program, the alumni program?
So, like anything, Roger, we're constantly evolving, right? And historically, the chapters, not just the South Florida chapters, are comprised of the older population. And hats off to them. And I don't think we can do this without them. And the great thing about being a part of a chapter is the integration, that you have the older folks, you have the not so old folks, and you have the very young folks that are coming on. And to your point, we'd like to bring the younger ones into the fold so that they can learn maybe from the older ones. I'm learning every day from, you know, my older peers and folks who can impart certain knowledge. We've got some great board members. Lloyd is on our board as well. And Lloyd and I have daily, weekly conversations of things that he has gone through and things that he can share with me that can shape my vision even for the chapter, right?
Yes.
And so as we look to attract younger folks to the chapter, these are some of the aspects and the advantages of being a part of a chapter that maybe a year group can't impart to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. Hmm.
And so you can have continuity, right? So
Hmm.
you can have one group, one decade phasing out, minimizing their input, and you have another decade of folks coming on board. And I think that's really the value of being a part of a chapter. So South Florida, Michael Wallace is our PRO. He's been doing a phenomenal job of reaching across the board and just taking a deep dive and going to the younger year groups as well and bringing them on. We're doing some new things. We've started having more meet and greets
Hmm.
where we just link and lime.
Hmm.
We get to some Jamaican places and a restaurant and a lounge and so forth, listen to some music, interact with each other from all
Hmm.
age groups. And
Hmm.
that attracts the younger folks. And
Okay.
we're looking for their input as well. So
Nice.
if they come on board, we want to do things that will keep them engaged.
And I actually think that the older folks can learn a lot from the younger folks as well.
It goes both ways.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. So
Mhm.
now we got the serious stuff out the way. Let me see if I can get to know who Dawn Williams is. Dawn, what's your drink of choice? And I mean alcoholic beverage, if you drink.
I do, and I'll enjoy a glass of red wine
Okay.
every
And
now
if
and again.
just red wine, what sort of red wine? Are you a Merlot? Remember, even though I lived in Piper's Corner, I have traveled around. So, are you a Merlot,
I'm a cab.
Chardonnay? Are you a cab girl? Are you?
Mhm.
Okay, I see. No white wines at all.
Not particularly. No,
Okay,
I'm not a fan of the whites.
okay. Um, if someone takes you out for a swanky meal, what are you looking for on the menu that's going to make you happy?
Well, are you talking Jamaican cuisine or just
You know what?
across?
Give me both because
Yeah.
in Jamaica they have decent cuisine as well that doesn't
Yeah.
have to have you know um, you know goat's testicles in it or anything like that. Go ahead.
Well, I love my curry goat, Roger. You
Okay,
know,
very good.
did you expect anything differently?
White rice specifically.
Actually, nowadays I'm having it with rice and peas.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll do the curry goat with the rice and peas.
Okay. And when you were young, if you think of like early memories living in Big Bridge, what are they for you? A young girl, you know, what are your early memories that really make you happy?
It's interesting that you say that because my sister and I were reminiscing recently about those days. And so, I remember we had a lot of fruit trees. We had mangoes, we had star apples, we had plum, we had June plum. You name it, we had it. So at any given time, there was a fruit that was in season. And so when we come home from school, we'll take off our uniforms, take off our shoes, and run barefooted to whether it's the mango tree or the plum tree and jump up on the tree and have my parents saying, "Come down, you're gonna fall. Don't go up so far," that sort of thing. So we'd go and pick fruits and just enjoy them. And those were really pleasant days.
Okay. Um, I have a feeling that head girls and prefects didn't participate in PE. Am I right or wrong about that?
You're right.
And how did you guys get the courage to make sure you didn't have to get all sweaty like the rest of us?
Well, I think by the time we got up into upper school, PE wasn't mandatory.
Okay, so you
As
used to do
far
it
as
in first, second, and third form.
first, second, and third form.
Okay.
So I'd have the PE bag, but I must confess, and I hope Mr. Davis doesn't hear this, but many times we wouldn't change
Wow. Nice.
for one reason or the other,
Hmm.
Roger.
Dawn, can you cook?
I can help myself,
Okay,
or
like
so
like like
now.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
yeah.
a rice cooker.
No,
Oh, you can cook
I
rice
can
from
I
scratch.
can cook my rice from scratch, Roger.
Oh, I can't. I
Huh?
I have to have a rice cooker. If no
Yeah.
rice cooker, no rice, no make. Yeah.
No, I cook. I start off with very little water and add it as I need to.
Okay.
That's a secret.
All right. Are you a Christian?
I am.
Okay. And how does your religion help you in your life?
It's comforting.
Hmm.
It's nice to know that um, we can believe in this supreme being,
Hmm.
in God, have a relationship with Him. I've proven him time and time again in my life and my journey. I know that he exists. And, I look for guidance from that source.
And when we expire, what do you think is going to happen to us?
I'm still waiting for somebody to come back and tell me exactly what's going on over on the other side. But as a Christian, I hold that belief that
Okay.
you go to a better place, that I will go to a better place, Roger.
How do you keep your spirits up? And tell me about a time when you were really, really down, and I want to know what you used to pick yourself up.
Um, so I think my divorce, because my divorce happened at the same time as the market was shifting, and I had a new baby at the same time as well. So it was a trifecta effect, right? Um, and so that was a pretty dark moment. That was challenging. And I think my belief in God, the foundation that I had, and the support, emotional support, and so on from my friends and family guided me through that period. And for that, I'm very grateful.
Cool, cool. At least it's nice. It's nice that you had people around to,
Yes,
make sure that everything, you were taken care of somewhat. Cool, cool.
yes.
Did you ever have a job that you didn't like?
So when I came here for school,
Mm-hmm.
you're a college kid, right? I was living with my sister then. So one of the first jobs I did was Mary Kay,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did some telemarketing
Mm-hmm.
for an agent at Prudential Insurance. And if I have to say, I think that telemarketing job is probably the one I dislike the most.
But being a realtor and doing sometimes realtors have to do cold calling and stuff like that. You've probably done that in the early days, but have you seen that the jobs that you've done around your college time all help make you who you are now, even the jobs you didn't like?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I train my new agents and my agents coming on, I sometimes tell them to take it back to basic, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's the foundation of where they really need to be to build upon. So you're absolutely right. That's a foundational aspect of my life.
What sort of music are you listening to in your car now?
I listen to a lot of reggae. And believe it or not, it doesn't have to be Jamaican independence time for me to put on my independence music
Okay,
playlist.
anytime.
And it's anytime I
Every day
listen
is
to it
independence.
every day.
Do you get time to read any books?
um, I do. I
And
do.
you actually read paperbacks,
I do. I'm a
Okay,
very manual person.
okay, okay. That's good. Um, when you think about the future, are you really hopeful? You got kids and stuff. Are you hopeful for the future, or are you? Well, I don't know what's going to happen in the. What do you? How do you feel?
No, I'm optimistic.
Okay.
I'm optimistic that good things will continue to happen.
Hmm.
I don't think bad things will ever be eliminated. Historically, right, we've seen some of the worst things happen in the Bible and some good things also. So I think that's life in general.
So, Dawn, you're going to go back and talk to your 16-year-old self. What are you going to say to her?
Um, don't be too serious. You know, in retrospect, I see that I've always been a very serious person, very focused, very um, structured, and that can be a good thing.
Hmm.
But I'd probably be a little easier on myself,
Are
relax
there?
a bit
Sorry.
more.
Are there a lot of things you would do differently?
Um, some things.
You do realize sometimes you need to go through these doors to get to the doors, and I don't mean it in a biblical way, but
Mhm.
sometimes things that happen in our lives are just all part of our makeup. That's what I believe, anyway.
And I share that sentiment with you, Roger, and I'll take it a step further. I'll say sometimes the things that happen to you is not only about you,
Hmm.
but it can impact other people's lives.
Yeah,
Because even the very difficult moments in life, once you're able to channel out of it and you can get out of it and you can say, I did that, I came out of that, other people look to you and say, if she can do it, maybe
that's,
I can do it too.
that's right.
Maybe I will get out of this darkness that I'm in and get to a better
Inspirational.
place.
Yep.
Yes.
And my last question for you is, what's your dream vacation?
Someplace very cold,
Why?
Antarctica. But my dream? Well, I've had some nice experiences. There's one place that I'd like to go, but I don't think I'm brave enough to go there just yet. I
Hmm.
think maybe when my daughter finishes university, then I can venture there. Antarctica.
Antarctica. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
The
nothingness.
first, the first time some real cold gets
Yeah.
into your knees and elbows,
Yes. Yes.
you're gonna wish you weren't born. You're gonna be like, take me. Wow, wow. But keep going to Canada and then place there in the winter, and
And
you'll
practice.
get a feel for it. I've spent some time in Greenland, and it
Oh,
was very very cold there.
okay.
Very cold. I think it was like minus 18 C,
Wow.
sometimes minus 23. The car outside the restaurant you used to have to stay on because you just keep the car running, you know,
Right. Yeah.
because it's just the way it is. And you'd go into a restaurant and there's just a pile of jackets because everybody's got 4 or 5 layers and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah, man.
How long were you there?
About 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Didn't need any more than that. We were doing some testing down there.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
well done. I have to thank you very much for blessing my little forum, and opening yourself up and being a little bit vulnerable. I know everybody can do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.
All right, take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Bye.